Back at Fort Morgan High School, the starting lineup now for the Fort Morgan Mustangs. That lineup was brought to you by Cargill Beef. Cargill Beef is committed to feeding the world in a responsible way by reducing environmental impact and continuously improving products and processes. Learn about Cargill's story of commitment at www.cargill.com. And starting tonight for the Fort Morgan Mustangs is a 5'6" freshman, Allie Keller, 5'7" senior, Lauren Staley, 5'9" senior, Christina Frick, a 5'7" sophomore, Abby Mussman, and a 5'9" junior, Lindsay Nestor. The Roosevelt Rough Riders come in at 4-4 overall, 0-1 in Tri-Valley play. So now with the tip, the opening tip is brought to you by Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance. With 2 locations in Brush and Fort Morgan, Ingmeyer Phillips can help you with your home, car, health, or life insurance questions or needs. The tip is won by the Rough Riders, so they will take possession first as they go right to left as we sit here on the east side of the gymnasium. As they look to pass the ball around, try to get it into the center, drives it all the way down, but it's stripped by Staley as they head the other way now on the somewhat fast break underneath the Frick. She passes back out to Mussman, now underneath the Frick, wide open. Her little shot is off and no good from the right side, but rebounded by Keller from the left, and her shot is up and no good, but rebounded by Lauren Staley. Now she tries to drive the baseline and is tipped away from her, so Fort Morgan will retain possession left baseline of their basket. So no score here yet in this contest. Lauren Staley tries to get it, does get it under Nestor. Her shot is up and no good. Rebounded by Jaycox of Roosevelt as they now get the ball into the front court and try to set up their offense. Ortiz has it out high, picks up her dribble and gets it over to Batista. Batista now on the far side to Camerzel, and she holds it out past the three-point line. Now she passes it up to Ortiz, and now gets it back to Camerzel. They try to set it up into the post. Shot is going to be up and no good, but rebounded by Roosevelt. Kick it out to the three-point line. Ortiz drives it into the lane. That shot is up and no good, rebounded by Frick. She gets it off to Allie Keller. She gets it up across mid-court for the Mustangs. Lauren Staley with the ball. She drives it into the lane. Her shot is up and no good, but she is going to be fouled on the play, so that will send Staley to the line for 2. And that foul is going to go against Ortiz, her first, team first. So Staley back to the line tonight for the first time. And that shot is up and good, so the early lead here for the Lady Mustangs at 1-0. Second shot is also good. Nice shot that she has there. I think she only missed once from the line last night. She was like 10 of 11, I believe, and that was in the second half of play. Allie Keller knocks the ball out of the bounds on the far side, but the Roosevelt Rough Riders will inbounds as they get it into Batista. Now she gets it off over to Ortiz, and she backs it out to almost center court. Now they get it over to Camerzel. Try to get it underneath again to Jaycox, and stolen away again by the Mustangs as it goes into that post. Lauren Staley with a shot off the backboard, no good, but knocked out of bounds by Batista of Roosevelt. So the Lady Mustangs will inbounds left baseline of their basket. Allie Keller looks to get it in. They get it into Mussman in the corner. Kicks it out to Staley. Staley now over into the right corner to Keller, and her shot, she drives into about 10 feet and puts it up and good for Keller. So 4-0 here early on for the Lady Mustangs. Now the ball is stolen initially by Fort Morgan, then taken back by Roosevelt. That shot is up and no good, rebounded by Frick. She gets the ball out to Keller. Now Staley out on the right wing. Drives it into the left elbow, now underneath the Frick. Frick shot is going to be up and good from the left side. So 6-0 lead here for the Lady Mustangs. They're working their offense. Camersville gets it to Jaycox. Jaycox holds it out high. Now they're going to call Jaycox for the travel. So a turnover by Roosevelt. Now Kinsey Winsheimer and Haley Lewis come in to the game for the Mustangs as Lindsay Nestor and Allie Keller take a seat. So Fort Morgan to inbounds half court. They get it into Staley, and they're going to call her for over and back. She apparently stepped on the center line before she took off again. So that was another turnover by the Lady Mustangs. So Roosevelt in possession of the ball with Camersville. Now as she goes, gets the ball off to Ortiz as she takes it out front. Now over to Batista on the far side. She's going to drive the right baseline. Her shot is going to be up and good for the first points for the Rough Riders. 6-2 in favor of the Lady Mustangs. Lauren Staley hustles the ball all the way down, gets it underneath the Haley Lewis, but it's taken away from her underneath by Ortiz. 4:28 to go here, first period. Lady Mustangs up 6-2. Rough Riders pick the ball up, now get it over to Batista out on the right wing. Now they're going to get it underneath to Jaycox, and her little shot is going to be up and good. That's what they've been trying to do. She's they get her into the post, then they work from there. Now a pass down to Kinsey Winsheimer, and it's going to be too far and out of her reach. So turnover by the Lady Mustangs as it was just out of the reach of Winsheimer and goes out of bounds. So the Rough Riders to inbounds far court. Camersville being guarded by Staley. Passes it off over to Ortiz out on the right high wing, being guarded by Winsheimer. Now passes it off to Batista over into the left corner to Camersville. She drives the baseline. Pass into Jaycox, goes by her and out of bounds on the far side. So Mustang ball. Staley, Mussman, and Frick come out. Nestor, Allie Keller, and Aurora Baca come in for the Lady Mustangs. As now the Rough Riders will put on a full court press. Allie Keller in possession of the ball in the back court. She gets the ball to Baca, but it goes by her. So another turnover by the Lady Mustangs here early. Up 6-4 with 3:24 to go, first period of play. Camersville gets it into Jaycox. Now they have the baseline by Batista. Now a shot from the right baseline is up but no good. Rebounded by Nestor though. She gets it to Winsheimer. Winsheimer now gets the ball across the court, loses the ball for a moment, now gets it off to Keller. And she's being double teamed out high. And they're going to call a foul out on the possession, and that's going to go against Napo, her first, team second. So two team fouls on the Rough Riders, none so far on the Mustangs. Lindsay Nestor goes down along the left baseline, but there is a blocking foul that's going to be called on the Rough Riders. And that's going to go against Jaycox, her first. So they have a substitution here for the Rough Riders as Elder comes in for Batista. Look to get the ball in. Nestor from the left side. Her shot is going to be up and no good, but Haley Lewis on the other side with the putback is good. So Haley Lewis's first bucket of the night extends the lead to 8-4 for the Lady Mustangs with 2:43 and counting here, first period. Now Ortiz kicks it off now to Napo. Napo now to Camersville in the corner underneath, and that shot is going to be no good, but they're going to call a foul as Jaycox went up for the basket. So that will send Jaycox to the line to shoot two, and that's going to go against Aurora Baca, her first, team first. So Jaycox to go to the line to shoot a pair. first one is up and good. So 8-5 now, 2:23 to go. As she sets for her second. That is also up and good. So 4 points on the night for Jaycox. As the Lady Rough Riders look to put on a full court press again, Aurora Baca gets into Keller. Keller passes it down court, but it's going to be over the head and out of bounds. But it went over the head of Lindsay Nestor. So the Rough Riders will bring the ball in far into the court. Farmers Insurance Agency, Brenda Robinette, your farmer's agent, will work to provide unique, customized coverage at an affordable price. So now the ball underneath again. Shot is going to be up and no good. Should have been over the back call, but they're going to call a jump ball as Keller and Camerzell go up, and it will be Fort Morgan possession as Lauren Staley comes back in and Kinsey Winsheimer comes out for the Lady Mustangs. Lady Mustangs up 8-6. 2:02 to go first period as Haley Lewis gets it to Lauren Staley down the left side. Aurora Baca at the free throw line. She gets it out to Nestor. Nestor into the lane. Her little jumper is going to be off the rim and no good. Rebounded by Camerzell. Christina Frick getting ready to come back in for the Mustangs along with Abby Mussman. Camerzell drives it down the left side of the baseline and she loses it out of bounds. Another turnover by the Rough Riders. So Christina Frick and Abby Mussman come in for Nestor and Baca. Frick to get the ball in. Do get it into Keller. She throws it down court. We'll see if Lewis finally comes up with it. She does. She has a layup to the bucket, but she loses control of it and ends up being taken by Batista. I think she just lost control of the ball. So 1:20 to go first period, 8-6 Lady Mustangs. Camerzell now hands it off to Napo. Napo with a jumper, and that three is going to be good. So that's going to put the Lady Rough Riders up 9-8. Now a foul going to be called underneath. Looks like they're going to give Staley the two-shot foul as she was going up. And that foul, I believe, is going to go against Napo. That will be her second. So Lauren Staley back to the line to shoot a pair. Nova Auto Glass repair and replacement. Novus gets you back on the road. First shot is up and good by Staley. All of her points have come from the free throw line so far. CHS Grainland, farmer owned with global connections. Find them online at grainland.coop.
The second one was no good there, Ryan.
Okay, so she is 3 of 4 now from the free throw line, tied it up at 9. As Bernhardt picks her dribble up and passes over to Camerzell out on the left wing. Now Naple back to Camerzell. Camerzell underneath the Bernhardt. Bernhardt shot is no good. Taken by Batista, but then taken away by Frick. Now they're going to call a foul on the other side on a reach on Roosevelt as Frick got cornered. I believe that's going to go on Elder, her first. It looks like maybe they put it on Bernhardt. So we'll give that foul to Bernhardt, her first. Mustangs throw the ball away on the inbounds play, so the Rough Riders in control after then another turnover by the Lady Mustangs. Camerzell being guarded by Staley, picks up her dribble, gets it off to Bernhardt. Bernhardt now underneath. The shot is going to be up and blocked though by Frick. Now she gets it up to Keller. Now she gets it off to Mussman, gets it underneath to Haley Lewis, and her shot is going to roll in from the right side at the buzzer. So at the end of the first period, the Lady Mustangs are up 11-9. on B106 and B106.com. Back at Fort Morgan High School at the start of the second period, the Lady Mustangs are up 11-9. Mustangs were 11 of 4 from the free throw line in the first period. The Rough Riders took 2, and then both of those were good with Jaycox. So the Rough Riders take control to start this second period. Drive into the lane is Ortiz. She kicks it out to Bernhardt. Bernhardt from the layup on the right side is no good. It's going to be knocked out of bounds by Batista. So Frick looks to inbounds for the Lady Mustangs. She gets it into Staley. Now back to Frick. Frick hustles it up so they don't get the 10-second call. She takes it all the way to the basket. Kicks it out to Staley. Left elbow. Her shot is off the backboard. No good. Rebounded by Batista. Now, as they hustle the ball up court against Kinsey Winsheimer, they're going to call a foul on the shot, I guess. Looked like it should have been on the floor, but that's going to go against Winsheimer. Her first. Just trying to see who that was. If that is Ortiz at the line. And she misses the first, but she will get the second because it was a shooting foul. Second shot is up and good. 11-10 now for the Lady Mustangs as they get the ball in. Now to Winsheimer. She gets across half court to Mussman down underneath to Nestor, and her shot is going to be off the rim and no good. Tipped out by Frick. She drives the left baseline, picks it up, gives it to Nestor. Now to Lawrence Daly out high over to the right wing to Winsheimer. Winsheimer drives it to the free throw line, picks it up now to Nestor on the left baseline. Her shot is up and no good, but rebounded by Frick, and she puts it in for the bucket. 4 points on the night for Frick. As the Lady Mustangs now up 3, 13-10 here just into the start of the second period of play. Shot is going to be up and no good. Rebounded initially by Staley. And then she does get the second rebound as the second shot was no good. Well, Staley all the way to the bucket, but she gets it off to Mussman, and she misses her shot. Rebounded to Camerzell. Now that we're going to have a timeout taken by Roosevelt, so we'll see if it's going to be a 30-second timeout, so we'll just keep it here for right now. So nice job here by the Lady Mustangs keeping the lead in this game. They were down only for a short period there, 9-8, but then the Mustangs came back, put 5 points up on the board to get back into the lead at 13-10. Head coach for the Fort Morgan Mustangs is Jim Krackermeyer. His assistant coaches are Jeff Moore, Meg Fow, and Holly Norris. So Roosevelt inbounds to Camerzell. Camerzell goes to the right wing. Passes over into the corner to Napo. Now underneath. Now they're going to pass it back out, and nobody there. So that'll be a turnover by Roosevelt as Jaycox looks to hit another player out on the right high wing, and nobody was there. Now we get the ball into Staley. Staley keeps the dribble alive out high. Now she gets it off to Mussman, left elbow. Now Staley is going to be called for the turnover. She travels before she gets that ball back down on the ground. So 6 minutes exactly, 13-10. Lady Mustangs now as Camerzell brings the ball up court. She tries to drive down the left side, picks it up and gives it off to Napo. Napo into the lane. Her little jumper is going to be up and no good, about halfway in and then out. Baca with the rebound. She gets it off to Staley. Now pressure defense here by the Lady Mustangs. Now there's going to be a foul on the back court. And that's going to go against Jaycox. Her second. 16 fouls on the Rough Riders, only 2 on the Mustangs. Abby Mussman, Christina Frick come out. Lauren Staley comes out. Haley Lewis, Serena Wells, and Allie Keller back into the game for the Lady Mustangs. Keller off to Winsheimer on the high right wing. Gets it off to Lewis in the right corner. She gets it back to Keller on the right wing. She dribbles it into the lane. They're going to call a foul with a push. That's going to be Bernhardt. That will be her second. So Napo, Jaycox, and Bernhardt each with 2. Ortiz with 1. Lady Mustangs, Winsheimer with 1, and Baca with 1. That will send Keller to the line for the 1-and-1 here. With 5:25 to go, second period, up 13-10. First free throw off the back of the rim and no good, and rebounded by Baca. Keller is going to be called for the travel, though. Lady Mustangs need to take advantage of these possessions. As they get the ball into Camerzell, she gets across midcourt, drives it into the lane and then back out. Now into Jaycox, and her shot is going to be up and no good. Rebounded by Baca. She gets it to Serena Wells. She hands it off to Keller. Now as the Lady Mustangs get their offense set up, Serena Wells down the right side. The ball is going to be kicked by Camerzell. Lady Mustangs to inbounds right baseline. With Keller to inbounds, and she looks to get it in, gets it into Serena Wells. Wells now, her pass is tipped away, but caught up to by Winsheimer. Now to Keller out on the left wing. Tipped away from her by McNeil, so the Mustangs will inbounds left sideline. Now they get it into Keller. Keller off to Winsheimer, now to Lewis in the lane. She is going to be bumped, and I think that's going to go against McNeil, but we'll see who they put it on. And it will be on McNeil. That will be her first. So that will send Haley Lewis to the line to shoot a 1-and-1. The Mustangs have missed their last 2. Now their last 3 as the going to be a foul called underneath as Jaycox had possession. And that's going to go against Keller on the reach, so her first. Now the Mustangs with full court press as they get it into Jaycox. And why she didn't dribble it all the way to the lane or all the way to the bucket, I don't know. She had a wide open layup. Now they're going to kick it out to Bernhardt in the corner. Little reverse layup. There's going to be a foul called on the shot. So that will send Bernhardt to the line to shoot 2. That's going to go against Lewis of the Mustangs, her first. So now Bernhardt to shoot 2 for the Rough Riders, and her first shot is up and good. Her first point of the night. Now Crespin into the game for Roosevelt as Napo will take a seat. Kinsey Winsheimer and Serena Wells comes out. Lauren Staley, Abby Mussman back into the game for the Lady Mustangs. Lady Mustangs still up 13-11 with 4:26 to go here in the first half of play. First net, second shot is also good by Bernhardt. Five of 6 from the free throw line is Roosevelt. They get it into Lewis. Now Aurora Baca with it in the backcourt. Picks it up, gets it to Abby Mussman. Underneath that of Lewis. She's going to end up kicking it off of her foot and out of bounds. So another turnover by the Lady Mustangs, up 13-12. As Crespin drives it to the lane and then backs it back out. And shot is going to be up and no good by Jaycox, and finally run down in the corner by Keller. She hustles it down the right side, being guarded by Roosevelt, and she loses it out of bounds according to the ref. Allie Keller wasn't real pleased with that call. So Lindsay Nestor back into the game for Aurora Baca. McNeil brings the ball down court against Staley. Kicks it off to Camersell. Camersell into the lane. Her shot is going to be up and no good. Rebounded, though, by Jaycox, and up and good for the 2-pointers. That puts the Rough Riders back on top again, 14-13. Abby Bussman all the way to the lane. There's going to be a foul called on the shot. And that will go against, I believe that was Ortiz that they were going to put that on. So that will be 2 on Ortiz. That will put Mussman to the line to shoot a pair. And her first one is off the back of the rim and no good. Frick comes back into the game for Haley Lewis. Better Electric, better quality, better service, better results. It's Better Electric and also the home of Sterling Tigers, your Big Tex headquarters. So Mussman with shot number 2, and that's off the back of the rim and also no good. Rebounded to the Rough Riders as Camersell brings the ball up court. Kicks it out to Roten. Now it's going to be off of Staley and out of bounds. Went to pass to Staley, stuck her foot out and ball went right off of her foot and out of bounds. Now Ortiz looks to get the ball in for the Rough Riders. They get it to Camersell. Now it's going to go into Jaycox. The little jumper is going to be up and no good by Jaycox. Rebounded by Mussman. And she gets it to Staley. Now up to Keller. Now Nestor from the right side. Her pass is going to be taken away, and then they're going to have a jump ball called. Possession will stay with the Mustangs, though. As Batista comes in for the Rough Riders, and Jaycox, and they're going to send. Apparently they said it was too late, so they had to keep the same people in the lineup for Roosevelt Rough Riders. Lauren Staley underneath, but it's going to be tipped out of bounds by the Rough Riders. So it should be Fort Morgan ball. Tried to steal the inbounds
They did there, didn't they?
Trying to see if the ref was awake or not. So Keller looks to get the ball in. Get it into Frick in the free throw line. Her little jumper is up and good from about 7 feet. So 6 points on the night for Frick. Roten loses control. Now they're going to have a jump ball called as Lindsay Nestor ties up with Batista. So this possession will go to the Rough Riders, as they will inbounds baseline left of their basket. They look to get still look to get the ball in. And they do get it into Crespin. Camersell now on the high right wing. She's going to drive it to the free throw line, kick it back out to Roten. There's going to be a reach foul on Lauren Staley. Her first. 5 team fouls on the Lady Mustangs. Roten now to inbounds left baseline as they get it into Jaycox for the 3, and that's off the side of the rim and no good. Rebounded by Keller. So Keller now to Staley. Staley drives it all the way down the right side, and her shot is going to be no good, but there's going to be a foul called on the shot. I believe that's going to go against Jaycox. That will be her 3rd, but that will send Lauren Staley back to the line to shoot 2, and that is off the rim and no good. For scoring updates throughout the course of the basketball season, follow us on Twitter at B106 or on our B106 Facebook page. Second shot also no good. Rebounded finally to the Rough Riders as they get it up to Camersell across half court. Pulls her dribble back out. Now it's going to go to Olivas. Her shot is going to be up and good. As they get a full court press on here again by the Rough Riders. Ball down to Frick. Frick down the left side now crosses over. Now underneath to Keller. Her shot is no good, but there's going to be a foul called on the shot. That is going to go against Crespin. That will be her first. So that will send Keller back to the line. to shoot 2, as there's now 10 team fouls, but it was on the shots. That would be an automatic 2-shot foul anyway. And Keller makes her first. 3 points on the night for Allie Keller. 1:43 to go here in the first half of play, all tied up at 16. Second shot is off the back of the rim and no good. Rebounded with a jump ball called. So Fort Morgan will get possession as they will line up right baseline of their basket. Allie Keller looks to trigger the ball in, gets it into Mussman in the right corner. Now to Staley out high. From the left elbow, her shot is off the back of the rim and no good. Taken away by Crespin. Crespin keeps her dribble alive as she gets it, tries to get it down to Roten, but it's off of her hand and out of bounds. So another turnover by the Rough Riders. Now as Roten has to tie her shoe with 1:23 to go. First half of play all tied up at 16. Frick gets it into Keller. Keller on the layup, and there's going to be a foul call, and that will be on Roten, her first. So it would be a 2-shot foul as there is 10 team fouls. So that will send Keller back to the line to shoot a pair, where she is 1 of 3 so far. That shot is off the back of the rim and no good. And they were so good at the free throw line last night. I think they were 23 of 37 actually last night from the free throw line. Last night, but having a tough time here gauging this basket tonight. Next shot is up and good by Keller. 4 points on the night for Keller. 1 basket and 2 free throws. Now as the Rough Riders get it down court, layup is going to be up and good. And that is going to be Olivas for her second basket. Now Keller picks up her dribble in the back court. Now they get it up to Nestor. Nestor gets it down to Frick. Frick's little jumper from the right side is no good. Now let's see where they're going to call an offensive foul on the rebound. That will go against Nestor, her first. But let's see, that should be 7. No, only 16 fouls so far on the Lady Mustangs. No shooting fouls yet. Down to 50 seconds here in the first half of play. As Camerzell brings it up court, hands it off over to Roten. Roten drives it all the way down the lane. Her shot is going to be no good, but they're going to call a foul on the shot. That's going to go against Staley, her second. So that will send Roten to the line for a pair. Her first free throw is going to be up and off the back of the rim and no good. Stubbs Gas and Oil. Make Stubbs Gas and Oil your next stop. Heading out of town. During your visit, you can gas up your vehicle, sit down to lunch, get snacks, and your hunting and fishing license. Second shot is also no good by Roten. Now a jump ball is called. And possession arrow to the Roosevelt Rough Riders with 37.3 seconds to go here in the first half of play as Bernhardt looks to get the ball in. They get it into Camerzell. Back to Bernhardt in the corner. Her shot is up and no good. Rebounded by Winsheimer in the left corner. Now it's going to be off of Winsheimer and out of bounds. There was some good defense there by Olivas. Now Bernhardt looks to get the ball in, and she gets it in underneath to the left side. Now Frick, I believe, is going to be called for the foul on the shot. It will be her first. And I believe that's Batista at the line. That is Batista. She will be at the line to shoot a pair. First one is off the rim and no good. So now Haley Lewis comes in for Frick to keep her from picking up any more fouls here at the end of this first half of play. With Roosevelt up now 19-17 as she banks that one in off the backboard. 3 points on the night for Batista. Before Morgan to inbounds, they get it into Winsheimer. Winsheimer now to Lewis. It's taken away from Lewis, though, by Bernhardt, and they're going to call her for the double dribble. So another turnover by the Rough Riders with 20.6 seconds to go. The Mustangs down 2, 19-17. As they look to get the ball in, they get it into Winsheimer. And I believe Coach Krakemeyer gets a timeout called. So we'll see if it's going to be it will be just a 30-second timeout. This Fort Morgan timeout is brought to you by Ehrlich Toyota East. Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Ehrlich Toyota East in Fort Morgan will fit you into the car or truck of your choice. Serving all of Northeast Colorado, Ehrlich Toyota East. So last night the game at Vista Peak, it was tied at 23. No, excuse me, it was not tied at 23. That was the boys' game at 23, but it was, I believe the Mustangs were up 26-23 at halftime. So not quite the scoring that they had last night, but they're not getting quite the production at the free throw line that they had last night either. So
no, they're not.
So Nestor to inbounds for the Lady Mustangs. They get it into Keller. 13 seconds to go. Keller all the way to the bucket. No shot or no foul. Lewis with the rebound in her shot, but she will be fouled on that shot. That's going to go against Batista, her first. So that will send Lewis to the line to shoot a pair. She is 0 of 1 so far on the night. And that one rolls around and goes in. So 5 points on the night for Lewis. Tie this game up here just before the end of the first half. And that shot is nothing but net for Lewis. So 8.4 seconds now as Camerzell brings the ball down court quickly. 5 seconds. Camerzell looks to pass it out to Bernhardt. Bernhardt with a 2, and that's off the back of the rim and no good. So at the end of the first half, it's all tied up here between the Rough Riders and the Mustangs at 19. We'll be back with the halftime show on B106 and B106.com. Back at Fort Morgan High School with Corey Riddle. This is Brian Nickel at halftime. Stop the clock. Okay, there it stopped it with a minute on the clock. Now they put the time back up on the clock for an 8-minute quarter here. The Lady Mustangs come in off a nice win last night. 2-0 now in the Colorado 7 League, although this game is not a league game. It's just a game they needed to be able to fill out the schedule. I believe they're 2-6 overall. The Lady Rough Riders come in at 4-4, and they're 0-1 in the Tri-Valley League. So it looks like Fort Morgan will take possession to start off the second half of play. As Frick looks to get the ball in, pressure by the Rough Riders as Staley has it in the back court. Goes right by Bernhardt to Frick at the free throw line. Her jumper is up and good for Christina Frick. So 8 points on the night for Frick as that puts the Lady Mustangs up again 21-19. Now Bernhardt drives it all the way down. She kicks it out into the corner to Batista. She's going to be called for the travel. So now Fort Morgan needs to take advantage of this turnover and go down and get another bucket. Take advantage of all these turnovers as they get it into Keller. She's being guarded by Ortiz. Now she's going to be guarded by Camerzell as well. But Frick comes back to the ball. Oh, nice pass by Frick to Staley underneath, and Staley goes up with the 2. So 5 points on the night for Staley. Now Bernhardt gets the ball down court. She drives down the lane. Her shot is up and no good. Comes up short, and Keller gets the ball. Keller now gets it over to Staley. Staley underneath to Frick. Frick's shot is up and good. So 4 quick points here for Frick to start the second half and 2 for Staley.
I think they heard you down there, Brian, talking about him.
I'm glad they did. This is what they needed to do. Come out and get a nice early lead here. 25-19 and keep working on it. Now Camerzell down the lane. Her shot is going to be up and good for the first two of the second half. Now Staley all the way down to the lane. Mussman from her shot left side is going to be no good, but rebounded to Keller. Taken away by Jaycox, and I think she is going to be fouled by Keller as she tries to get the ball back. That will be 2 on Keller. Keller with 2, Staley with 2, Winsheimer, Frick, Lewis, Nestor, and Baca each with 1. Jaycox has 3, Bernhardt, Napo, Ortiz each with 2, Crespin, Roten, Batista, and McNeil each with 1 for the Rough Riders. As the Rough Riders look to work their offense with Batista. She drives it down the right side, being guarded by Frick. There's going to be a foul on Frick as she ends up knocking her to the floor. So now Frick with 2. The ball will be inbounded underneath, left of the Rough Rider basket. As they get it into Camerzell and then back to Ortiz, back to Camerzell. Camerzell out high being guarded by Staley. Kicks it off now over to Jaycox. Out high being guarded by Nestor. Now Jaycox is going to try to go all the way to the bucket, and she goes up, but her layup is no good. Staley now to Frick down on the layup, and that shot is going to be up and good by Frick. Nice pass by Staley to look down court and get it to a wide open Frick as she goes up with the layup from the left side. So 6-point lead now for the Lady Mustang, 27-21. It looks like it was tipped out of bounds by Lauren Staley as the pass was going over the top, and she deflected it out on the far side. So now Rough Riders get the ball into Jaycox. Kicks it out now to Camerzell out high. She goes down the right side, pulls it up, and the jumper's up and no good. Rebounded by Staley. There's going to be a reach foul, and that's going to go against Jaycox, and that will be 4 on her. So Jaycox will come out, and that will send... Yeah, we have a number 53. I guess it's going to be Sanchez. She's not on the varsity list, but she is on the junior varsity. Had a steal on the inbounds play. So now the Rough Riders with the ball. Napo has it knocked away temporarily, but they do get it back. Now a shot is going to be up and good by Sanchez. So now Frick all the way down to the court, all the way down to the end, being guard, kicks it off to Nestor. Now a jump ball is going to be called, and that will go to the Rough Riders. So the next tie-up will go back to the Lady Mustangs as the Rough Riders get the ball in to Camerzell. Mustangs up by 4, 27-23 with 27-23, excuse me, with 4:35 to go. Lauren Staley all the way down to the layup, and that little scoop is up and good for Staley.
That was a nice turnover there to get that basket there.
It's a little tip down there, and then the layup shot there by Napo was no good. Rebounded to the Lady Mustangs. Now they get it into the front court with Staley. She tries to go down the right side, and it's going to be tipped away from her and out of bounds on the far side. So the Mustangs will retain possession. Haley, Lewis, and Winsheimer come in for the Mustangs. Keller and Frick come out. Nestor to inbounds far side. About 15 feet up from the baseline. So they get it into Mussman in the corner. Now to Winsheimer in the lane. Her layup is up and no good, but she does finally end up with the rebound. That gets it over to Mussman. Mussman, they're going to have a foul called, and I think that's going to go against Napo as she tries to go through the screen set by Lindsay Nestor. So that will be 3 on Napo. Elder comes in and Napo goes out for the Rough Riders. Now the Mustangs will inbounds right baseline of their basket. Lauren Staley gets it into Mussman. Now to Lewis. Lewis to Nestor. Nestor's shot is off the side of the rim and no good, taken away by Ortiz. And she stepped, I don't know if she stepped out of, no, they're going to call a push foul on Nestor. That will be her second. As the Mustangs put a little bit of backcourt pressure on, but not too much now as Ortiz gets the ball into the corner to Camersville. Camersville's 3 is up and no good. Finally taken away by Lauren Staley. Staley dribbles all the way down. Now bounce pass to Haley Lewis, and her jumper from the left side is up and good. So 8 points on the night for Lewis. They get the ball over to Ortiz. Now down low to Elder. Shot is up and no good. Fall for a corner. Staley comes away with it now to Winsheimer. Winsheimer on the drive all the way down the right side, and her layup is going to be up and no good. But Lewis with the rebound. Her putback is no good, but she is fouled on the shot. And that will go against Sanchez, her first. So Lewis to the line to shoot a pair. Her first shot is up and good. So 9 points on the night for Lewis.
Bring it to a 10-point lead here if they make this one.
Nothing but the bottom of the net on that one for Lewis. She is 4 or 5 from the free throw line tonight. So the Mustangs with that 10-point lead, 33-23. They're coming out of the halftime break, scoring some points. Now a 3 is going to be up and off the rim and no good by Crespin, rebounded by Lindsay Nestor. Her pass back, though, is going to be knocked out of bounds by Batista. Couldn't quite get the handle on her. She had a little layup from the left side, but couldn't quite control it as it went out of bounds. Nestor gets it into Winsheimer. Winsheimer down the right side as she goes by Batista. She goes all the way down the into the lane, and there's going to be a foul called on. Did they call a foul? I'm not sure what they did there. I didn't see that they put any numbers up, but the little jumper from the left side is going to be good by Lewis. So pass cross court over to Crespin. She's going to be double teamed. Now she gets out of that as she kicks it over to the left wing, now to the right wing to Elder. Going to be off of Fort Morgan and out of bounds. On that last play down there, did you see that they had called a foul?
I didn't even catch that.
I'm not sure what the stoppage of play was, but
I didn't know what they called there.
Because I didn't see a ref come over and give a hand signal or anything. Because the last one up there is from Sanchez, and that would be right. So I'm not sure just what that stoppage of play was. So as the ball comes in, Haley Lewis picks it up off the turnover. Now to I don't know how they call a travel when she passes the ball, but it was another turnover by the Lady Mustangs as they are up by 12, 35-23, with just about 2 minutes to go here in the third period of play. Shot is up and no good. Rebounded, though, and put back in by Crespin. Her first 2 of the night. Now Staley hustles it all the way down court, and there's going to be a push foul on Roosevelt, and that will go against Elder, her first. 14 fouls on Roosevelt, 3 on the Lady Mustangs. Frick back in for the Mustangs, and Mussman will take a seat. Frick to inbounds. Nestor will set up low block on the left side. So they look to set up there. They do get it into Nestor. Back to Christina Frick, and her jumper is up, in, and out. Now they're going to call a little touch foul. I think that's going to be on Frick. believe that's who that was called on. So that will go against Frick. So that will be 3 on her with 1:42 to go here. Third period, 10-point lead for the Lady Mustangs. Camerzell passes it off to the left side. Now Crespin tries to drive the left side and is going to be fouled by Winsheimer. Her second. Fourth team foul on the Lady Mustangs as the Rough Riders look to inbounds, but first a substitution for the Mustangs as Keller comes back in for Frick. Elder now looks to get the ball in, get it into Camerzell. Out high, now back over to Elder. Elder all the way into the lane. Her shot is up and no good, but they're going to call a foul on the shot. We'll see who they put that on. That's going to go on Winsheimer, her third. Excuse me. As Elder will go to the line to shoot a pair. Down 10. The first one is up and good. Now substitution, Serena Well comes in for a Winsheimer. Ackley Building Center, your one-stop center for home improvement projects. Ackley Building Center, located at 1402 Mill Street in Brush, is your one-stop shop for flooring, paint, tools, appliances, and more. Second shot, no good. Rebounded to Lewis. She gets to Staley, now to Keller. Keller picks up her dribble, now to Nestor, back to Keller. Keller drives it down the right side of the lane. Her layup is going to be up and no good. Rebounded by Lewis. Her shot up and no good. Rebounded by Keller, and her shot no good, but fouled on the shot. And that will go against Sanchez, her second. So that will send Allie Keller back to the line to shoot a pair, where she is 2 of 5 so far tonight. And that one is nothing but the bottom of the net, so 5 points on the night for Keller. So Keller with her second shot with 1:02 left here in the third period. The Mustangs up 10 with that second shot, no good. With the Rough Riders come away with the rebound. Now a little shot from the left side is going to be up and no good by Camerzell. Taken away by Wells, and they're going to call her for the travel. 47.4 seconds to go here, third period. Lady Mustangs up 10. As Jaycox comes in for Sanchez. Rough Riders will inbounds left baseline of their basket. They do get it into Jaycox. Drives it all the way down the lane. They're going to call a push foul on the drive. I believe that's going to go against Baca. I believe Aurora Baca with her second. 17 fouls. Now Jaycox will go to the line to shoot a 1-and-1, where she is 2 of 2 so far. That one is in and out. Rebounded by Lewis. She gets it off to Staley. 37 seconds and counting here in the third period. Keller with the ball. She drives down the left side. Her little layup is up and no good. Hustled though, and nice job by Aurora Baca to get it. She gives it to Staley. Tipped away from her, but picked up by Wells. Back to Staley. Staley now backs it out. Now her pass is going to be well over the head of Wells, and she knew it as soon as she left her hand that it was not a good pass. So 18 and a half seconds left here, third period. 13 seconds now with Crespin in control of the ball. She pulls it against Wells. Now over to Jaycox for a deep three, and that is off the rim and no good. Rebounded by Lewis, and she gets it off to Keller. 2 seconds. Keller launches it at 1 second and no good. So at the end of 3, the Lady Mustangs up 10, 36-26 on B106 and B106.com. Back here at Fort Morgan High School with Corey Riddle. This is Brian Nickel, where the Mustangs hold a 10-point advantage starting this fourth period as they outscored the Rough Riders 17-7.
They have held that 10-point for most of that third period, didn't they?
Yeah, they took advantage of their possessions that time. I don't think they had too many turnovers. What, they have 3? had 4 and that
3 turnovers, but they knocked it out on the rebounds, like 13 in that third period there.
So now Fort Morgan with possession as they get it out to Abby Mussman. Mussman now being guarded by Elder. Gets it over to Keller out on the left wing. Tries to drive it down the left side. Gets it off to Mussman. Now to Frick in the free throw lane. Shot is in and out. Rebounded though by Staley. And her putback is up and good. Nice job there by Lauren Staley to get that rebound and get the ball back up and in. Now Jaycox with a 3 off the rim and no good. Controlled by Crespin. Her shot is going to be up and no good. It's going to be knocked out of bounds, it looks like, by Frick. So the Lady Rough Riders will inbound right of their basket as Crespin comes out. And Olivas comes out for Ortiz and Batista. And they get it in to Camerzell. Now to Jaycox, and her shot is going to be up and good, and the foul on the shot. And the foul will go against Nestor, her third. So Jaycox with the bucket. And the free throw coming up here. And that is off the back of the rim and no good. Rebounded by, well, that was a quick jump. Christina Frick had come away with it, but then they called the jump ball, so the possession arrow to the Rough Riders. So they look to get the ball in baseline. And they get it into Camerzell as she puts it up right at the bucket. So it's going to be a full timeout taken here by the Rough Riders. So we'll take one with them. With 7:04 to go, fourth period, the Mustangs up 38-30 on B106 and B106.com. 7:04 to go here, fourth period, as the Lady Mustangs try to get the ball in. It's going to be knocked out of bounds, though, by Batista. So from one side of the court to the other, Frick will try to get the ball in. As the 5-second clock is ticking, and her pass is going to be over the head of Staley and taken by Ortiz. So turnover on the inbounds play. Camerzell kicks it out to Batista. Batista now to Bernhardt as she drives the lane all the way down and up and good by Bernhardt. 4 points on the night for Bernhardt. Now Abby Mussman drives it all the way down the right side. Her shot is no good, but they're going to call her for the travel. So another turnover by the Lady Mustangs. 2 here early in the fourth period of play as Roosevelt has cut this to a 6-point lead. So the Rough Riders get the ball across court with Bernhardt. She drives it all the way down, now kicks it out. Now Camerzell kicks it over into the corner to Batista. Now back to Bernhardt, now cross court out high to Camerzell. Looks like Lady Mustangs, their man-to-man defense. That shot is going to be up and good by Ortiz. Her first bucket of the night. Now a 4-point lead. Now over the head of Lauren Staley, but caught up to by the Mustangs. But they're going to say that Jaycox knocked it off of Mussman and out of bounds. So another turnover here by the Lady Mustangs. Camerzell brings the ball up court. See if the defense here for the Lady Mustangs can get a stop. As Bernhardt's going to try and drive it down the lane, and her layup is going to be up and no good. And a jump is going to be called. They could have called over the back without any problem on Jaycox, but the possession arrow will go to the Mustangs. As this full court pressure has hurt the Lady Mustangs. Now there's going to be a foul called on the Rough Riders. It looks like that will be Batista. And that will be her second. 18 fouls on the Mustangs, 6 on the Rough Riders. So they look now to get the ball in. They get it into Staley. So a reach foul on Bernhardt. That will be 3 on Bernhardt. That's 17 fouls. So now she will go to the line. Lauren Staley will go to the line to shoot a 1-and-1. So this is where the Mustangs need to put this game away, or not necessarily put it away, but at least get their points here. If this is what...
Nothing but net on that one.
Looks like her form that she had earlier. So she will get a second. Also good. Back up to a 6-point lead with 5:37 to go. Fourth period, 40-34 for the Lady Mustangs. Camerzell kicks it out to Batista. Batista all the way down the lane. Her shot is over the rim and no good. Rebounded by Winsheimer. She tries to go up the left sideline, and they're going to call just an out-of-bounds play. Out of bounds. Looked like they could have called a blocking foul, but did not see it that way. So a 30-second timeout will be called by the Rough Riders. So we'll just keep it here as Coach Krackemeyer is kind of telling them just to slow down, just run your offense, get your position, but just slow down, get position on your players. So they have done a good job here in this second half. 21 points on the board so far for the Lady Mustangs in this second half. Fouls for the Mustangs. Nestor, Frick, and Winsheimer each with 3. Keller, Staley, and Baca with 2. Now Camerzell gets the ball underneath Jaycox, and she kicks it back out to Camerzell. They're going to try to get it into Jaycox once again as she's being guarded by Nestor. They're going to try to get it into that post play. Now they're going to kick it out to Ortiz. Now Bernhardt from the left side, but her shot is going to be rebounded and put back up by Batista. Steal in the back court. Ortiz now Camerzell with a 3, and that is up and good. So all of a sudden down to a 1-point lead here for the Lady Mustangs as the ball is knocked out of bounds by Batista on the far side. Lady Mustangs with Christina Frick try to get the ball in. They do get it into Nestor. She gets the ball across half court. She looks to get the ball, but her pass is going to be taken away by Batista. Batista is going to go all the way down the lane and up and good for the bucket. So just like that, the Rough Riders have taken the lead, 41-40. With 4:33 to go. It is a full timeout, so we'll take one with them with 4:33 to go. Now the Lady Mustangs down 1 on B106 and B106.com. 4:31 and counting here in the fourth period. The Lady Mustangs now down 1 as they are in possession of the ball. Winsheimer gets it off to Staley, left baseline. Her shot is going to be up and no good. Rebounded by Batista. And she gets it off to Ortiz. Ortiz now off to Bernhardt. Kicks it back out to Ortiz. Now over to Camerzell. And her going to be a 3 and up and good. All of a sudden, Camerzell has found the range here from the 3-point line. Laura Baca looks to come in for the Lady Mustangs. Abby Mussman with the ball, but her pass is going to be knocked away and taken by Camerzell. Camerzell takes it down to the left corner, now backs it back out. She's going to line up for another 3 off the rim and no good. Rebounded by Staley. So the Mustangs down 4. Mustangs set up their offense. So you get to Mussman on the left side, and her jumper is going to be up and no good. Rebounded by Nestor, but she is going to be fouled on the shot. So we'll see who that will go against Napo, her 4th. So now Lindsay Nestor to go to the line to shoot a pair. Down 4. Her first shot is off the rim and no good. Willow Coffee, Tea and Smoothies, and G Sweets Bakery, your perfect combination. Open 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday and Saturday 7 until 4. Stop by and see them at 921 Edison Street in Brush today. Second free throw is up and good for Nestor. Her first point of the night. As she comes out and Lewis comes in. 3:20 and counting here. The Mustangs down 3 in the fourth period of play with 3:15 to go. Ortiz keeps the dribble alive against Winsheimer, and then her pass underneath goes awry. Now they're fighting for it on the floor, and there's going to be a jump ball called, and that will be possession Rough Riders. So Bernhardt, wasn't Bernhardt. She initially was going to throw it in, but now it's Ortiz. Ortiz is going to try to get it into Camerzell and can't. She does get it into Batista. Now back to Ortiz in the corner, back out to Camerzell out high. And she holds it against Keller. Now to Napo. Now cross back court to Ortiz as she's being guarded by Winsheimer. Pass it off to Bernhardt. Bernhardt goes into the lane, now kicks it back out to Ortiz. Left elbow for Ortiz, now back out to Bernhardt out right high side. Now Bernhardt all the way to the bucket, and she is going to be fouled on the shot by Frick. So that will send Bernhardt to the line to shoot 2, and that will be 4 on Frick. Bernhardt is 2 of 2 so far from the free throw line, now 3 of 3. 5 points on the night for Bernhardt. Back up to a 4-point lead here again for the Lady Rough Riders. Second free throw also good as Jaycox comes in for Napo for the Rough Riders. Rough Riders to put on their full court pressure once again. So they get it into Staley. Now that's it. That's on Jaycox. She is out.
It's about time.
As she fouled Staley on the far side. So Jaycox is out. So that inside threat will be gone. So Lauren Staley to the line for the 1-and-1. 9 team fouls apiece. So Kinsey Winsheimer, Allie Keller, Lauren Staley, Christina Frick, and Haley Lewis on the court for the Mustangs, and nothing but net for Staley. So 4 or 5 is bounce up high and comes back down for the second free throw, down to a 3-point lead here now for the Rough Riders as Camerzell takes it all the way down, but picks up her dribble, gives it out to Bernhardt with 2 minutes to go. Bernhardt being guarded by Staley. She hands it off to Ortiz. Back to Bernhardt. And they're just trying to run some clock here. Look for their layup, if at all possible. Now over to Napo, now to Ortiz in the right corner. Being guarded by Winsheimer. Shot is up and no good by Batista, taken away by Frick, Now over to Keller. Keller drives it all the way down. Lewis from the left side. Her shot is up and good by Lewis. 46-45 for the Rough Riders with 1:36 to go. Now they get it out to Bernhardt out high. Now they're going to call the travel before Bernhardt takes off with the dribble. So chance for the Lady Mustangs to take the lead. And a timeout taken by the Fort Morgan Mustangs. And it will be a full timeout, so we'll take one with them with the Lady Mustangs down 1 with 1:30 to go here in the fourth period on B106 and B106.com. 1:30 to go here, period 4, with the Lady Mustangs down 46-45, but they will inbound in front of the Rough Rider bench as they get it across court to Staley. Staley drives it down, passes off to Lewis, up and good. Mustangs back in the lead, 47-46. Bernhardt now to drive it down the lane. She kicks it back out to Camerzell.
That's where they got to really watch her defense here.
Now a shot from the left side, up and no good, but Great rebounded by Ortiz. Now they're going to call a foul on the rebound. And I guess it was a foul called on Frick. So if it's on Frick, she will be done. That will be 5 on Christina. So nice job by Frick tonight. 12 points on the night for Frick. So Batista to go to the line to shoot a pair. Must have been on the shot. First free throw is off the back of the rim and no good. So Mustangs need to block out here on this rebound if the shot is missed. Shot is up and good for Batista. So we're all tied up here at 47. Nadu Keller out on the right wing, down to under a minute, 57 seconds. Keller now with a shot from left side, in and out, rebounded by Bernhardt. She kicks it off to Camersdale with 48 seconds to go. Rough Riders in possession. Kick it off to Napo. Napo's shot from the lane is in and no good. Tapped around and taken by, I'm going to call it jump ball, so that will be possession arrow Fort Morgan. I think Coach Krackemeyer would like a timeout here. Get an offense set up here with 35 seconds to go, so we're going to take a timeout with them. 47-47 on B106 and B106.com. Timeout here by the Lady Mustangs. This Fort Morgan timeout is brought to you by Ehrlich Toyota East. Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Ehrlich Toyota East in Fort Morgan will fit you into the car or truck of your choice. Serving all of Northeast Colorado, Ehrlich Toyota East.
Talk about being a good game here so far, Brian, with 35 seconds to go and tied up at 47.
47. It was a 10-point lead that I'm sure that Coach Krackemeyer wished they hadn't given up there when they were up 36-26.
They dropped their defense.
So Fort Morgan to inbounds far into the court as they get it into Staley, being guarded by Camersdale. She's got to get it up across half court before the 10-second count. 28 seconds now to Allie Keller. Keller to the free throw lane. Now Staley for a three, and that's not going to be there. But it's off of.
I think they should have taken their time there a little bit more.
So the Rough Riders knock it out of bounds. So 20.2 seconds to go, all tied up at 47. The Mustangs in control. Staley with a jump from the left side is in and out. Rebounded by Bernhardt. Taken away initially by Keller, but then she knocks it out of bounds. So we have a full timeout here, so we'll take one with them with 13.7 seconds left. All tied up at 47 on B106 and B106.com. 13.7 seconds. Rough Riders with possession of the ball. They get it into Camersdale. Camersdale goes down the left sideline, being guarded by Keller. She kicks it out now to Ortiz. Now over to Napo, and her shot is going to be blocked and nothing going on. So at the end of regulation, we are all knotted up at 47, so we will go into overtime. So we're going to go ahead and take a short time out here and be back with the start of overtime on B106 and B106.com. Back here at Fort Morgan High School, where we have extra basketball, a 4-minute overtime up on the board, as it is now 47-47. So we'll see if they do a jump ball or if it is a possession. It's like they will jump ball at the start of the overtime. So Haley Lewis to jump. As Christina Frick is now out of the game for the Lady Mustangs. And Rough Riders with the early possession here in overtime. As there's going to be a foul called underneath on Lewis. She's trying to figure out where that came from, but that is only her second. That will send Batista to the line to shoot a pair as we are in the double bonus for free throws. First free throw is up and off the rim and no good. So Mustangs, if they need to get rebounding position here, if it's another missed free throw. And that shot is up and nothing but the bottom of the net for Batista. So we have Nestor, Keller, Winsheimer, Lewis, and Staley into the game for the Lady Mustangs. And they get it into Lauren Staley. She gets it down to Lewis, and off of Lewis's hands and out of bounds. So tough break there for Lewis. Nice pass, but didn't watch it into her hands all the way. 48-47. As Ortiz gets the ball into the free throw lane, she drives it all the way down. Her shot is going to be up and good. 3-point lead here for the Lady Rough Riders. Allie Keller now to Winsheimer on the left side. She brings it back out. Now to Keller on the right baseline. She dribbles in, but they're going to call her. They're going to call it 3 seconds on the Mustangs. First 3-second call they've had tonight. Not a good time to have it. Camerzell brings the ball up court against Keller. Down to 3:12 here in this overtime. Bernhardt now being guarded by Staley. Bernhardt's shot is going to be up and good. So up to a 5-point lead here now for the Lady Rough Riders. Keller now to Staley. Her shot is going to be up and no good. Rebounded by Elder. She gets it off to Bernhardt. 2:40 to go here in overtime. As Bernhardt backs it out now over to Camerzell out on the left high wing. She's going to back it out as she's being guarded by Keller. Kicks it off to the right to Ortiz. Ortiz to the free throw line. Now she kicks it back out to Bernhardt. They're looking to kill some time. Now they're going to call a push on the Lady Mustangs. I believe that's going to go against Staley. Be her third. Send Bernhardt to the line to shoot a pair. Her first free throw is up and good. So far, the Lady Mustangs held scoreless in this overtime period. So Bernhardt with her second. That shot is up and also good. 7 points scored by they're going to call a travel before Keller gets the pass off. So a turnover here by the Lady Mustangs in overtime. As the ball is inbounded to Camerzell. As it was knocked out of bounds by Staley on the far side. So inbounds Rough Riders. Far side as they get it into Bernhardt. Bernhardt being guarded by Staley. Bernhardt still with control now. She hands it off to Camerzell out high as she's being guarded by Keller. Camerzell keeps her dribble alive down the left side. Now backs it back out. Hands it off to Bernhardt with 1:50 to go. The Mustangs are down 7. Now Camerzell over on the right side. She kicks it out to Bernhardt once again. So they're just running some clock here. He gets it over to Ortiz. Ortiz now out to Napo. Back to Ortiz. They're just trying to pass this ball around here, killing some time. But Mustangs are going to have to foul here pretty quick to get the ball back. Now back over to Bernhardt. Cross court to Batista. She's finally going to be fouled in the far corner. We'll see who they put that on. That will be Lindsay Nestor. That will be 4 on Nestor. That will send Batista to the line once again to shoot a pair. Where she was 1 of 2 at the last time there. 54-47, and that rebound or that shot is no good. So shot number 2 coming up here for Batista. And that free throw is up and also no good, but finally rebounded by Napo. Mustangs needed to get that rebound. Now Winsheimer had to foul Kammerzell. So Winsheimer now with 4. That will send Kammerzell to the line to shoot 2. This will be for her first trip to the line tonight. So we'll see what she does. And the first one is up and good. So now Coach Krackermeyer is talking to the ref. Now Coach Krackermeyer would like a 30-second timeout, so we'll just leave it here. This Fort Morgan timeout is brought to you by Ehrlich Toyota East. Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Ehrlich Toyota East in Fort Morgan will fit you into the car or truck of your choice. Serving all of Northeast Colorado, Ehrlich Toyota East. So Mustangs so far have been held scoreless in this overtime period. Lady Rough Riders have put 8 up on the board. I don't know if they've got time or not to.
That'd be tough. I mean, it really would. They'd have to really get possession of this ball and get some turnovers going and make some of these shots here in order to get that.
And they need to block out better at the free throw lane. After that last miss at the free throw lane, they let Batista, Napo, I believe it was, get that rebound. So second shot coming up here for Kammerzell. That is off the back of the rim and no good. Oh, rebounded by Lewis. Then her pass is taken away in the corner. Now a foul in the corner. Let's see who they put that on. Is that on Staley? That will be on Lewis. That will be her 3rd. So that will put Batista back to the line to shoot 2 with 1:01 to go, and that free throw is no good. So she will get the second. So the Rough Riders leaving the door open here somewhat for the Lady Mustangs. That shot is also no good. Rebounded by Staley as she heads down court. Off left, 3 is up and good by Keller. So down to a 5-point lead now, 55-50.
Need a couple more of those to really bring it in.
So we have a full timeout here, so we'll take one with them with 51.3 seconds to go on B106 and B106.com. Back here at Fort Morgan High School, the Roosevelt Rough Riders inbounds the ball, then going down the left sideline, Kammerzell steps out of bounds. So another opportunity here for the Lady Mustangs to inbounds here. Looks like Nestor ready to come in for Abby Mussman. Haley Lewis to inbounds at midcourt with 46.2 seconds. They get it into Keller. Staley now drives it all the way down into the lane. Now there's going to be a reach foul, and that should be on Napo, I believe. If it is, that'll be 5. That's who it is on Napo. So she was out. She is out. So Staley will now go to the line to shoot a pair. As Napo comes out and Elder comes in for the Rough Riders. So she can cut this down to a 3-point lead here with 40 seconds to go. Staley's first shot is in and down. I thought it was going to come back out there for a minute. So shot number 2 coming up here, and that is off the back of the rim and no good. Rebounded by Roosevelt, and there's going to be a reach foul after that, and that looks like that will be on Nestor, and if that's on Nestor, that will be 5 on her. At least that's what I have for anyway. So Nestor is out, Frick is out, Napo and Jaycox are out for the Rough Riders. That will send Batista back to the line to shoot 2. With the Mustangs down 4, 55-51. That free throw is no good. So shot number 2 coming up here. Mustangs have to block out on this if it's a miss. But that one is good. Staley gets the ball front court down to 33 seconds. Staley all the way down, and she's going to get off to Lewis, but her shot is going to be blocked out of bounds, but Fort Morgan will retain possession with 28.3 seconds to go, down 5, 56-51. As Keller looks to get it in, they get it in, but it's going to be knocked out of, it's going to be saved by Keller. Keller for the 3 off the rim and no good. Rebounded by Lewis, her shot is up and no good. Rebounded by Bernhardt, now she is fouled. Let's see if they go, if that's going to be called on Staley or on Lewis. White 30, so that will be Lewis. That will be 4 on Lewis, and that will send Bernhardt back to the line for a pair. Well, she is 6 of 6 so far from the free throw line tonight. So not the one you want to be fouling. And that one rolls around and in for the 6-point lead with 18.1 seconds to go here in overtime. Second shot also up and good. Mustangs with the ball as they get it down to Keller. Keller now to Staley. Staley for the 3. That shot is up and goes in. So Coach Krackemeyer with the timeout. And we'll see. It is a full timeout, so I think we'll just keep it here this time. And see what the Mustangs can draw up here, down by 4 with 7.6 seconds. So they're going to they'll have to try for the steal first. When they inbounds, if they can't get the steal right away, then they're going to have to foul so they can get possession back and try to get a bucket.
It's going to be tough, but we'll see what goes on here.
So tonight, those are the only 3-pointers tonight for the Mustangs. Keller and Staley here in the overtime period. I think there was a couple of threes by Camerzell in the 4th period. Those are the only 3s so far on the night. Well, excuse me, there was one in the 1st period by Napo. So we'll see what the Mustangs will put on full court pressure, try to get that inbounds steal with Ortiz to inbounds. Tried to get it, and Winsheimer does get it out of Staley. Staley tries to take it up. They're going to call a block foul, so she will get to go to the line to shoot 2 with 2.4 seconds to go. So the foul is on. I thought they said 10. Must be on Ortiz, number 13. So Staley back to the line to shoot 2, and she misses the first. So 2.4 seconds, down 4, and that shot is going to be up and good. So they got to get the ball. They got a foul, and they do foul with 1.1 seconds. That'll be on Winsheimer. That will be 5 on her. So she will be out. And that will send Ortiz to the line to shoot a pair. As Wells comes in for Winsheimer. South Platte Sentinel get the most comprehensive news, sports, and opinion from the South Platte Sentinel. Visit their website at southplattesentinel.com. Excuse me.
Yeah, that first one was no good.
First shot was no good. Now a timeout by Roosevelt. We'll see what. It is a full timeout, so I think we'll just leave it here. But not tied up. The Roosevelt Rough Riders are up 58-55.
It could have been timed out if Staley would have gotten the shot on that foul and made both for free throws there, but
so that we will tough to get if they make this next free throw, it's going to be tough to overcome a 4-point lead with 1.1 second to go, and it's tough anyway because you're going to have to get the ball.
Yeah.
Even a three is going to be a long throw. So
both teams have done a remarkable job tonight, though.
Yep. So see what the Lady Mustangs can do here. If it's almost to the advantage of Roosevelt to miss, because then by the time they catch it and try to get it down court, I probably won't have time. We'll see what the Ortiz does here with a free throw. That shot is up and good. So 4 points. So Mussman and the Mustangs do not get a shot off. So at the end of the game, the Roosevelt Rough Riders are victorious over the Fort Morgan Lady Mustangs, 59-55. We will be back with the Morgan Community College postgame show in 3 minutes. The Fort Morgan Mustangs postgame show is brought to you by Morgan Community College. Find out why Morgan Community College is the best choice for your higher education. Visit MCC online at www.morgancc.edu or stop by the campus for a personal advising session. MCC, here to help you imagine your possibilities, believe in yourself, and achieve your goals. Well, the Lady Mustangs fall tonight to the Lady Rough Riders 59-55. Scoring for the Rough Riders is Crespin with 2, Camerzell with 11, Elder with 1, Ortiz with 6, Bautista with 10, Olivas with 4, Napo with 3, Jay Cox with 8, Bernhardt with 12, and Sanchez with 2 for their 59. And leading the way for the Lady Mustangs tonight was Lauren Staley with 18, followed by Lewis with 16, Frick with 12, Keller with 8, and Nestor with 1 for the 55 for the Lady Mustangs. I think Corey has some numbers for us on turnovers and rebounds.
As far as turnovers tonight go, the Lady Mustangs, they were sitting at 23 total for the game, and the Lady Rough Riders sitting at 21. Rebounds go for the Lady Mustangs. They had impressive 41 for the game, and the Lady Rough Riders sitting at 27 for the game. Overall, a pretty good game tonight.
Yeah, it was. It was a back and forth. One team would get a big lead, then the other team would come back, and then the team that came back would get the lead and come. It was back and forth. It was a pretty good basketball game. Actually, they had one. Let's see, Winsheimer, Frick, and Nestor all fouled out, and Jay Cox and Naple fouled out for the Rough Riders. But you get that extra period of play, extra 4 minutes, and you're going to get a few extra fouls. But they were better on the turnovers. I think last night they had 29, so they did cut that down a little bit. So they did do a little bit of improvement there. So our next broadcast for B106 and B106.com will be Tuesday night. Boys and girls basketball at Port Lupton with the boys at 5:30. So join us then. If you can't make it to the game, we will have the broadcast for you. We're going to go ahead and close this out. The sound engineer and producer for Fort Morgan Mustangs basketball has been Michaela Clipper. For Corey Riddle, I'm Brian Nickel. Once again, the final score tonight, the Lady Rough Riders 59, your Fort Morgan Lady Mustangs 55. You've been listening to Fort Morgan Mustangs basketball on B106 and B106.com. Good night, everybody.
Good night.